Welcome to Big Blend Radio's Food, Wine, and Travel Show, where we go across country and travel the world with members of the International Food, Wine, Travel Writers Association. Let's go. Welcome, everyone. So, every second Tuesday, every second Friday, and every third Monday, we get to go around the world and across the country and chat with various destinations and travel writers, all who are members of the International Food, Wine, Travel Writers Association we call IFWTWA. So you can go to IFWTWA.org to learn more. But today, we're going to one of our favorite places in the desert Southwest. We're going to go to Bisbee, Arizona. Oh my gosh, so many stories, so much history, great shopping, great food, beautiful scenery, and a destination definitely to put on your bucket list of travels. So it is in Southeast Arizona. We've got two guests joining us, Janet MacDonald and Heather Andrews from Discover Bisbee, and I encourage you to go to their website, discoverbisbee.com. So welcome, ladies. How are you?
Fine. Thank you so much for having us, Lisa.
It's exciting because I get to kind of revisit, my old stomping grounds, and it's been a little while since we've been to Bisbee, but I think people really kind of do this whole network of maybe going to Tucson and Bisbee, Madera Canyon, Ramsey Canyon, like to go looking for hummingbirds, Tombstone, that whole route, right? So Bisbee's part of when we look at summer road tripping, I know some people think, what, you're going to the desert in the summer, but why not, right?
Yeah, exactly. Why not? You mentioned some of the cities that are near us, and Bisbee is situated on historic Highway 80. So when you come off of US 10, and you're coming most likely from Tucson, and it's 90 minutes, and you get off on the Highway 80 exit right there at Benson. Benson's one of the cities. The next one, 30 minutes down, is Tombstone. Another 30 minutes, you're in Bisbee. Another 30 minutes is another one of our cities on historic Highway 80. And that's Douglas.
That's right, Douglas, right on the border, right? So, yeah. And you've got a lot of natural areas. And then Heather, aren't you in an old mine right now, like the actual visitor center?
Yes, we're in the Copper Queen Mine Tour building. So we've been here probably about 3 years, and we have plans, in the workings that we'll move down to Main Street. But right now we are up in the Queen Mine Tour building.
Oh, that's cool. So that's where Bisbee really became known, is because of the mining. It was mostly copper?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So people can actually go see that.
Oh, definitely. And like you said, a lot of people kind of, are thinking, oh, it's too hot to go to the desert in the summer. Bisbee is typically 10 to 20 degrees cooler than our sister cities. We're just over 5,000 feet. It's a lot cooler than, if you were in Tucson or definitely Phoenix.
Oh, yeah. And because you've got mountains and, and you've got hummingbirds. Isn't that one of the coolest attractions, the hummingbirds?
It's certainly nearby. And that is in Sierra Vista, is the nation's capital for the of hummingbirds. And they have wonderful canyons. I've been over there. You can go over there and see hummingbirds. You can also go to the San Pedro House and watch hummingbirds being banded, having little bands put on their legs, and you can learn about them. It's free. And then if you go, they have volunteers that when they're done being banded and recorded, they give them a nice drink of sugar water, and then they will put one in the palm of your hand and you can release it.
Oh,
yeah, it's really, really cool. And so important, of course, to keep track of our hummingbirds. But yeah, and Bisbee's situated in the Mule Mountains, which is why, of course, we're cooler. And like Heather mentioned, we're more than 5,000 feet. In fact, we're higher than Denver.
Wow, I did not know that. Well, that's amazing when you think about Denver being so, you would think that's a mile-high city.
You say the mile-high city, and we're the mile-high plus city. We're the southernmost, more than a mile-high city in the United States.
And we're not talking that kind of high, because you brought up Denver. I'm just kidding. We're talking about distances.
Absolutely. Yeah. Elevation.
Yes, there we go. Thank you. That's the term. I just had to put that in there, but for some fun there. But what I noticed on discoverbisbee.com is, you were talking about being in the Copper Mine Tour building. It seems that there's all kinds of tours people can take when they come to Bisbee, which I think is one of the first things you should do is go to the visitor center, get acclimated, and go on a tour, because these kind of guided tours can really give you the history of the area, give you an overview, and then go explore yourself. So, Heather, can you talk about some of those kinds of tours? Because it's history and nature, right?
It is. We have a variety of different places that will give tours to the guests that come into Bisbee. We have Jeep tours, two different kinds of Jeep tours. One is a covered Jeep, one is an open Jeep. And then we also have walking tours, which are really important for people who want to, get some history and just get right down there into the mix of things. And then we also have golf cart tours, which are great because you can just, get in a golf cart and you have a tour guide and they'll tote you all around Bisbee. And then if you want, we also have electric bike tours.
Oh,
So you
cool.
can take a tour on the electric bike, or you can just rent them and, cruise around Bisbee yourself. There's a variety of different tours that you can take, including ghost tours in the evening. They've got ghost tours that are walking as well as on the golf cart. So
Yeah,
there's
I was going to
really-
ask you about
Yeah.
ghosts. Yeah, well, come on, it's fun. Now, do you
Yeah.
have any haunted hotels for people to stay in?
Oh yeah, a lot of the hotels are haunted. The Copper Queen Hotel is probably the one with the most entities. They have 19 entities at their hotel, and then some of the surrounding hotels have lesser than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hotels. Now, I heard that you had a hotel that had a fire, which is really sad to hear, but it's back open, right?
Yes, our Letts and Lots suffered extensive damage in our fire, and they just reopened 2 weeks ago, Janet?
Yeah, not long ago at all.
And-
Beautiful 8-room hotel, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, right on Main Street. It's just absolutely wonderful. We were so happy to go to their open house. It was just wonderful and just kind of oohed and awed, about how they redid stuff. They really had a significant amount of water damage.
That's sad. Yeah, that happens when you're in a fire. Yeah.
Yep.
How do you have bed and breakfasts and, vacation rentals and RV parks, that kind of thing for people as well?
Janet?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. We do. We have, you can always go to any of the, the Airbnbs, the Verbos, and, put in Bisbee. We have a number of those. We have, of course, our traditional hotels that are throughout. The mainstay of them are throughout the old Bisbee neighborhood, and those are wonderful. A lot of them were, except for the Copper Queen, and correct me on this, Heather, but weren't a lot of them. A number of them were actually miner houses. That's where the miners stayed, because the Copper Queen mine was at the beginning, in the 1800s, they didn't realize what a wealth of minerals they were going to take, and a lot of times then mining was sort of a transient job. You went in, you did your mining, and then whenever the minerals were gone, well, then you moved on to another mine. Well, this wasn't the way with Bisbee. We took out a lot of minerals, 5 different kinds: copper, gold, silver, manganese, and zinc. And the jobs just kept going on and on and on. They mined until 1974.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a
50
really
years. Yeah.
yeah,
51
and then so back to our hotels, we don't have any of the the chain ones. We don't have any
Yeah.
chains at all. So that makes staying really, really interesting, and we have such a variety. Really such just one incredible variety, even out into our other neighborhoods as well. And people can certainly find that through discoverbisbee.com, or they can just, search whatever, if they like Airbnbs or whatever. And we have marvelous places to stay.
That's, I think being able to have a unique stay is really part of an experience. Travelers want something authentic, and it really used to be by age, and that's really out the window. It doesn't matter how young, how elder, we all want an authentic experience when we travel. And I think lodging in the Southwest is known for it. And when you go to these, towns like Bisbee, I know it's a city, but it's not. It's not. It's warm and fun. That's part of the experience is, staying in something that really reflects the place and gives you sense of place, keeps the integrity of the community.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have 2 RVs that are in our RV parks.
Okay,
that are
cool.
in our neighborhoods. One right here, actually just above the Copper Queen mine it's the RV park, and then we have another one that is down in our neighborhood of Naco. And the other thing, I think you're talking about experience and what people want to do, and regardless of age, whether it's family or solo travel or couples or however they choose to travel, but a lot of people are traveling with pets, and they want to know if there's a pet-friendly restaurant where they can stay, etc. And we have picked up on that and really done some, to use a website-y word, segmented our search so that people can find that. They can find the tours they can go on that are pet-friendly.
Okay, cool.
They can find restaurants and places to stay. And people comment all the time. I mean, they walk down the streets and there's dog bowls of fresh water out. We keep dog treats at the visitor center.
That's cool. Because a lot of people do travel, especially with smaller dogs. And,
Yep.
it's like, hey, bring them along, so that's fun now. And that's important that it's not just the lodging, because you can't just keep your dog locked up in a room all day. You know what I mean?
No.
So it
Yeah.
has to have that balance.
Yep.
What are some of the restaurants like? Because I remember you having like cool saloons. Like, don't you have one of the oldest saloons? Like, that's important to me. I'm sorry, but I would drive from Tucson just to go to the saloon because it's an old saloon. Come on. Because stuff went down there, right?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. The oldest, the smallest,
Wow.
the smallest one room for bar that's in the Silver Hotel that's on Brewery. And then help me out, Heather, the
I've
oldest
been to that.
Elmo's. Yep.
Uh-huh.
They're continuously operated in the state of Arizona. Our breweries, we've got the first microbrewery in the state.
Really? I
Yeah.
did not know that.
3 breweries now in Bisbee. How do you like that?
Hey, listen, miners get thirsty, right?
Thirsty work. Thirsty
Yeah,
work.
and then have enough of that, and you're going to be knowing that the hotel is haunted, whether it is or not.
Whether it is or not. That's right.
In high spirits there, but I didn't know that about the brewery. That's so cool to know. But I have been to that small saloon now that I think of it. Yeah. That was a while ago. So that's really exciting. Yeah, so people can do that. And there's one with a pool table, as I remember being in one that's really colorful, has a pool table, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but
Elmo's? Is that Elmo's?
I think it is.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. And now, what about the food? Can people get some authentic Southwestern style cuisine when they're there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So much good food. Yeah, go ahead, Heather. So let's start with the beautiful Bisbee table.
That's right. So they have, when people come and ask us where do we want to eat? Our first question is typically, well, what kind of food are you looking for? Because we have such an amazing assortment of different kinds of foods. Tui's Noodle Shop is a Vietnamese restaurant. They have amazing chicken curry and pho and all of that goes with it. We have Bisbee Table, which is more American food. Pizza, pasta, burgers, chicken sandwiches. I mean, you name it, they've got it. We have the Copper Pig, which is phenomenal, right along the side of what's the one on Main Street?
Cafe Roca?
Cafe Roca, excuse me. Wonderful places to eat. So it just kind of depends on what you're in the mood for. Our newest restaurant that just opened is the Bisbee Badassery, and they are phenomenal. They've got wonderful barbecue and soups and sandwiches. So it just
ice cream shop,
Oh.
and outstanding merch.
Okay, there you go.
It's
Going with
so
its
fun.
name. I mean, so everyone's going, man, that was badass when they walk out.
Exactly. And they've got a skeleton riding a motorcycle in the window, if that gives you
Okay, so
idea.
this is road trip worthy, right? That is
Oh, yeah.
come on, because
Oh, yeah.
road tripping is big again, and it's so exciting. And that's why I was bringing up about this route that you're on, because people want to go to places that are fun, and we need fun. I mean, the world's a little wonky. Everyone's arguing, and I say, go on a road trip, go see a skeleton on a motorbike in a window, go drink a beer, go stay in a haunted hotel. Come on.
Absolutely. Take an hour-long tour, guided tour into the Copper Queen mine. It's just, I mean, it's have so many things to do in the guided tours. Oh, and then one of our newest tours is a rock hounding tour.
Cool. That's
Yes,
cool.
and they and Sean who runs that, and it really hasn't been up that long, like a couple months. You know, he takes people out and it's really reasonably priced, kids, dogs that are well behaved on leashes. In fact, he came in the other day and he said, "I'm going to start doing some night tours." You know, and he bought little flashlights because there's minerals, of course, that light up, and he's,
That's cool.
scouted out a little path. And he said, because hello, it is warm here in the summer. So, that's really something else to do. It's just people, we have the most creative people. Bisbee is so fun to talk about. And it's, you talk about, like you said, it's a city, but it's not, it's a community. People
Mm,
are so friendly here. I mean,
yeah.
we have people visitors come up and say, everybody is so welcoming and so friendly. And it's genuine.
We need
Absolutely genuine.
again, yeah,
Yeah.
and that's now. What about the arts? Because I know the historic lyric theater and all of that. Because as I remember, Bisbee is an art community, like with a lot of artists and musicians, and because I think when you get to those kind of communities, I don't know, it just draws all the creative people. Yeah.
Absolutely. We've got galleries and museums up and down Main Street. I mean, you can just go in and out and in and out of little places, of bigger places. You can go up to the Artemisia Foundation, which is awesome. I mean, how it's curated and the special exhibits that they have come through there are wonderful. We have because the restaurants want, that's for sale.
Yeah.
They want to support the local, and they do. They support the local community. It's absolutely, I mean, it's absolutely wonderful. It's just so hand in glove, and they really understand it and really love supporting one another. There's a monthly for somebody who's road tripping and looking, okay, well, when's the best time to come to Bisbee? Heather and I say always,
I was
anytime.
gonna say, yeah, every day, right?
But one
you,
of the things is
yeah.
to come on the second Saturday of the month in the
Okay.
evening. It's called Bisbee After 5, and it's an art walk. And it's a
Perfect.
self-guided art walk, and it's in the evening, and they can go to gallery to little shop, and they'll have, little munchies and all kinds of things, and they'll
Fun.
get a chance to go through and see all of that fantastic art.
I love those. What
Yep.
about, Heather, do you have major events throughout the year that people should know about to plan?
We have pretty much every month there's an event, pretty much. We have
Wow.
the Mariachi Festival, we have Alice in Bisbee Land, we have Pride, we have Pirate Days, I mean, there's
I want to do
literally
Pirate Days. Do you have minor
Oh yeah,
days?
come in August. Come in
Oh, yeah.
August. It's Pirate Weekend. Yeah, Bisbee Pirate Weekend. Absolutely. Just go to discoverbisbee.com and look at our events.
You go,
And
girl. You promote that website. It's all redone. You got a new website. You guys won
listen,
awards. Yes.
really hard on redesigning it, and it's so easy to find things now.
Yeah, it's, websites, that's a big deal.
Yeah. I don't want to, get away without talking about our surrounding neighborhoods as well, because they're just absolutely phenomenal. And there's so much history there as well. 30-second drive from the mine tour is our neighborhood of Lowell, and nothing's changed. So they have the old police station, the old gas station, all the old cars are lining the street. It's a really neat place to go see. On the way there, you have the Lavender Pit, which was one of the first mining pits in Bisbee. You could pull in and take a look at that. We have our Warren neighborhood. That's City Hall that burned down quite a few years ago. They just had their grand opening a few days ago. They're over in Warren, and they've got little coffee shops there, the Warren Peace Cafes over there, and the park and the Saturday market. And there's just so much stuff, not just in Old Bisbee, but our surrounding neighborhoods as well, that just make it for a wonderful place to visit.
That's cool, and I think about just going and seeing just the buildings and the architecture from back then, and the downtown itself is so colorful and vibrant, that's the thing too. But to go drive around and get that's what I'm saying. You have integrity to Bisbee. It's just, you've got that sense of place that I think people crave, and you've got wine country right as your neighbor, right? So I can imagine a lot of the restaurants are serving local wines. You've got breweries. This is getting, I'm getting a little homesick now. I'm just saying, but I do want to touch, we were talking about the art and just exploring. As I recall, you have a lot of murals too, right?
Everywhere. I think you'd be challenged to find a blank wall in Bisbee.
Really cool.
And I mean, we really do. We have lovely, lovely murals, and then they get retouched or they get created, and it really is a lot of fun. And that's the other thing about Bisbee, and particularly Old Bisbee, but the other neighborhoods as well. It's so walkable. It is just so walkable, just to get out, stretch your legs, see the things, at street level, at eye level, all the things that you can really discover.
That's awesome. And so everyone needs to stop in at the actual visitor center first. And you guys just won an award, didn't you?
Yes. Go ahead and tell her.
What did you win? So you're doing a lot of state awards for a little community. You know what I mean? How many people live in Bisbee now?
Just under 5,000. Yeah.
See, that's what I want people to understand, that sense of community. And so it's like, it's a city, but it's not. It's not a city. It's a community. And I think that's really important for people to understand when they come through. You're helping a community too, to thrive. But tourism is so important, and road trips are so much fun. But when you're doing this and then also exploring the region, you're part of the community. As a visitor coming in, you are a temporary community member, right? I think.
Absolutely. And you're welcome that way too. And we always tell people, thank you for coming to visit us, and please come back.
Yes, absolutely. And do it at different seasons, right? Because you get snow sometimes in the winter.
It's pretty rare, but we do have it.
And everyone gets excited as soon as it happens.
Oh, we
right?
do. We do. I mean, we go out
because it melts in a few hours.
Yeah.
It's like, yay. But I love it when it snows in the desert. It's something really magical. And then, the spring, it helps get wildflowers, So, and you guys got to have wildflowers even in the summer a little bit too, because of your elevation. Yeah. It's a whole different world for those who haven't been in a desert, and you're more high desert, I would say. So it's a little different.
Absolutely. Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you're high. Again, you're higher than Denver. Everybody.
Elevation.
Elevation.
So in closing, I want to make sure everyone knows to put Bisbee on the road trip list. Go to discoverbisbee.com. Do a road trip. Go to the different regions. Spend a few nights in Bisbee. I think you could do like a 2-week Southeast, Arizona adventure. Don't you think? Like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Easy, exactly, because you have different terrains. I mean, if you think about going Tucson from the Sonoran Desert, you've got the high desert. There's the prairie areas like Elgin, and you see little pronghorn antelope and stuff out there, wine breweries. Do we have any distilleries in the region? There's got to be a distillery.
Well, the Old Bisbee Brewing Company distills its own gin, and it's blue.
Oh, well, hello. So add another day for Bisbee. Yeah. So, I mean, but the whole region, it just nature, hiking. Oh, that's before you go. I wanted to ask, hiking trails in the area?
And you can go on your own, and we often send people to the app alltrails.com because people are very good about that. But we also have one of our tours. It does take people on hikes.
Okay. That's excellent. That's great. I think because that way people can understand the desert, and get to understand the nature and all of that good stuff. So awesome, ladies. Thank you so much, Janet. Thank you, Heather. It's been a pleasure meeting you. And now we have to get to Bisbee.
Absolutely, Lisa. We'd love to welcome you back home.
We're coming. We're coming.
Thank you for listening to Big Blend Radio's Food, Wine, and Travel Show, featuring members of the International Food, Wine, Travel Writers Association. We encourage you to visit their website. We say IFWTWA, which is IFWTWA.org. You can also follow us at bigblendradio.com. Happy travels, everyone!